You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. And folks, let's go to our next story. Last night, Donald Trump held one of his hate rallies. In Minneapolis, where he attacked Somali refugees as well as attacked Joe Biden. It was a typical Donald Trump rally. Something happening at the end of that rally. They played Prince's Purple Rain. Of course, Prince was born and raised in Minneapolis, and that did not sit well with the estate of Prince. They sent a statement out making it perfectly clear they do not want Donald Trump playing any of his music. They also did the same thing a year ago, and the campaign agreed they would not use his music. This is what the Prince folks tweeted out. They said that, of course, first of all, said the Trump campaign sent a letter to the estate last year saying, quote, without admitting liability and to avoid any future dispute, we confirm that the campaign will not use Prince's music in connection with its activities going forward. But again, the statement, though, from the estate, President Trump played Prince's Purple Rain tonight at a campaign event in Minneapolis, despite confirming a year ago that the campaign would not use it. They sent that letter to them and said, don't do it again. Bottom line is, look, Kelly, Prince did not like Donald Trump, did not agree with Donald Trump, and this estate is making it perfectly clear, like other artists have done, they want no part of their music being played at any Donald Trump event.
I don't understand why Donald Trump just doesn't leave well enough alone. It's obvious that when Prince was alive, he made it, like you said, perfectly clear that he was not a Trump supporter, didn't have anything to do with the Republican Party in general, even though he was, relatively apolitical as in regards to pretty much everything else outside of his music. But, right is right and wrong is wrong, according to what Prince's mentality was with this. And he did not want Donald Trump anywhere near his music. I don't understand why he felt the need to play such music at the rally, because I believe he's not supposed to anyway. Like, there's an injunction or something against Trump from playing the music. He just doesn't follow the rules at all. He doesn't feel like the rules apply to him.
Oh, shocking.
Yeah,
exactly.
So I'm not surprised at all, but it is also incredibly insulting that one of this man's last wishes upon death is like, don't mess with my stuff.
Well,
and that's what he did.
And I think also that he picked that song.
Dr. Carter.
No, I was just saying that he picked that song.
Other artists, Prince not the only artist. Well, first of all, he could have picked any Prince song, and they would have liked it. But again, so many artists have said, look, don't play my stuff at your rally. Bruce Springsteen said the same thing as well. Look, artists want no part of Thug in Chief.
Absolutely, and it is their right. And I think when you talk about something like music, which has the power to transcend, and that's why I say this, the choice of Purple Rain, which is a very personal song, but also has this deeply sort of spiritual message in it, that he would pick this and try to attach himself to Prince's or Bruce Springsteen's or any of these other artists' legacies who clearly
blatant Democrats.
Right, absolutely. Not only just Democrats, but people who don't like him, don't like his policies, and would have never supported his policies. And the fact that he says, you know what, I'm going to co-opt you for this message of hatred, for this message of division, I think says something about Donald Trump. This is the way he practices business. This is the way he lives his life. This is the way he governs, right? He just takes and plunders and worries about the consequences later. And I think it's important for artists and other people to say, stay away from my legacy, stay away from my material, because you best believe if they were co-opting his likeness and his image, he would be all over it. We saw what happened with Kathy Griffin and others, right? So I think artists need to be just as zealous in their removal of their image and their likeness and their music and their property from him as he has been with his own.
I think it's funny.
Cleo, one of the things that hold on, Cleo, 1 second. I do want to ask you about this here, because here he is in Minneapolis last night. There are 100,000 Somalis in Minneapolis. He attacks them, saying he was mad at Minneapolis for the election of Ilhan Omar. She was elected by a huge number. And then to make it clear that he is going to prevent more Somali refugees and others coming to the country, proud of having the lowest number of refugees in the United States in a number of years. This is a man who is speaking, and I keep telling people, he is speaking directly to white America and white fear when it comes to this whole issue of immigrants, and that's who he is targeting. And when he made those comments last night, you heard the roar of that crowd because they blame refugees, they blame immigrants, they blame so many others for their own issues.
Well, not only do they blame them, they're interested in white control and no interruption to that. And they want people who are immigrant, not unless they're white immigrants, to stay away because they don't want anybody messing with the white pool of control in this country. So that's the bottom line. I think that with the money that Trump's supposedly have, he might have somebody write purple or orange rain or white rain, you know, so he can have his own song, you know, because he got the money to do that. But Trump is just consistent. I mean, we've been talking about Trump now since he's got in office, and he's doing his job. And I think it's important to mention, and you kind of referenced that he's not by himself. He has crowds that show up when he speaks, including places like Minneapolis. So he, you know, and he's also someone who doesn't care about the rules. I mean, I think you mentioned this is the second time that he used that song or used Prince's material. Well, hopefully he'll listen this time, who knows, but somebody to write Orange Rain for him and let him have his own song.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. All right, folks, that's my frat brother, Gerald Albright, on the saxophone there. He is going to be one of the many folks at the second annual Life Luxe Jazz Experience taking place in Cabo, November 7th through the 11th. I'll be broadcasting Roland Martin Unfiltered that Thursday and Friday, the 7th and the 8th there. But it's unbelievable. 3 days of crazy concerts, folks. You have the opportunity, if you can't go, first of all, if you want to go, you can get a package. Go to lifeluxejazz.com, LIFELUXEJAZZ.com. But if you can't go, you can still be there by virtue of the live stream. That's right. Get a live streaming pass for $10.99. You get to stream all 3 days of concerts from these amazing artists. As I said, Gerald Albright also will be there. Alex Bouillon, Raul Madan, Incognito, Pieces of a Dream, Kirk Whalum, Average White Band, Donnie McClurkin, Shalea, Roy Ayers, Tom Brown, Ronnie Laws, and Ernest Quarles. All you got to do is go to GFNTV.com. That's GFNTV.com to get your live streaming pass. We want you to do that, folks. It is going to be fantastic. It's going to be a great 3 days. And so I'm certainly looking forward to it. And I want you to be there either in person or via the live stream on GFNTV.com. Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video.